Hey everyone, Tammie Alexander back again, and today I'm going to be continuing my series of speeches on the goddesses as well as the crystals of strong women. So first of all is, of course, red jasper. Now I know you guys have seen this a few times, however, especially to the Native Americans, it was actually a very important stone of the Earth Mother. So it was deemed sacred to her. It was representative of the blood of the Earth Mother. With that as well, it was actually also one of the stones, along with carnelian, that was one of the stones of the blood of Isis. So it was very strongly associated for the ancient Egyptians especially. I know that they did tend to make a fair bit of jewellery and bits and pieces out of it for Isis herself. It's also a stone that's actually really awesome for single mothers. It sort of really helps to promote a lot of strength and passion while you are single parenting. Next up is red tiger eye. Now, red tiger eye is also known as ox eye. So similar to the gold tiger eye, it actually has a more feminine aspect in that it's all about like that strength and courage for women. It's especially really great for women who are fighting sexism, especially in the workplace. So it really helps to shatter that whole glass ceiling range of bullshit that women have to deal with. Next up is Mahogany Obsidian. So Mahogany Obsidian is kind of like its normal black obsidian counterpart, except that it's got a much higher iron content, which thus gives it its rusty colour. So with the Vikings, it was actually strongly associated with the goddess Edda, and also with the Celtic traditions, it was associated with Calcite. Next up is orange calcite. Now this is a gorgeous huge chunk which is actually going up for sale in the next few days. People are actually keeping an eye out for this sucker. Now the orange calcite is of course absolutely gorgeous, and it has a really gorgeous storyline to it. So in the sort of Baltic areas, the orange calcite was actually given to them by their sun goddess Sola when it was the winter solstice. And it was given to them as a reminder that even though it's this darkest time of the year and there's this longest night, that the sun is going to return. And so it's one of those ones that's like a really beautiful story about the crystal itself. Next up is copper. So copper is one of the stones that's especially sacred to what's the love and fertility goddesses, especially Venus. It's strongly associated with Venus. So the Roman goddess of love, beauty, fertility, everything like that, as well as her Greek counterpart being Aphrodite. Next is amber. So this actually has a little buggy, tiny buggy in it, and my camera's definitely not going to pick it up, but you know, I get there. So amber, similar to rose quartz, which was deemed as like sort of like the blood of Freya and everything like that, amber was actually thought to be the tears of Freya. So it's really sacred to the goddess of love, beauty, and motherhood. So amber's one of the ones that, especially the Viking women, used to use an awful lot. And one of the things that they would use it for is that would actually even like sew it into the garments of their Viking men, to not only protect them while they were gone, but also to keep them faithful. So you know, maybe Freya was going to keep them in line while they were off pillaging. Lastly for today is honey calcite. So honey calcite is one of those ones that is strongly associated with honey. Duh. It's generally the colour of honey too. This was a bit of a paler one, but there is other ones that are a bit darker. So of course honey, especially in Christian traditions, is very, very strongly associated with purity and purifying yourself. There is ancient Christian texts which deal with somebody, I completely forget the name of who, but there was a woman who fell in love with Joseph, I believe, and she wanted to become purified so she could marry him. It was like a convenience thing at the times as well. But because she was an Egyptian priest, daughter of a priest, she was obviously a heathen. So she beat herself, covered herself with ash, and then prayed to God. And eventually she was visited by an angel, and these bees swarmed around and covered her lips with honey. Therefore she was now purified. The lips that once spoke the words to false idols now were purified by God. So honey calcite's associated very strongly with sort of the pure Christians, so very much like the Virgin Mary, and I think her mother, Saint Anne, who is like the patron of beekeepers. Other than that though, it's actually also like there's the Neolithic bee goddesses, which I thought was pretty cool. So honey calcite's one of the other associations for them. So that kind of covers it for today. I've kind of gone through the orange spectrum, and I'm going to just keep going. I will see you all the next time I do one. Thank you.